I know what you're thinking, and yes, I got a haircut, but today we're here to talk about The Rivals of Amziah King, which I had the deep misfortune of watching. And this film perfectly represents one of the few negatives of being an AMC A-list holder, which is the fact that yes, I get 4 free movies a week, but I kind of feel a sense of motivation or pressure, depending on how you look at it, to see movies I would not otherwise see. And that's how we ended up at The Rivals of Amziah King. And I truly hope the other 5 audience members with me were AMC A-list holders, because otherwise they deserve a refund. This was not a good film. In hindsight, between watching this film and using the 2 hours and 10 minutes to look at paint dry, I think I would honestly choose the latter. And it's funny because I give this film at best a 2 out of 5 stars, and the critics I think are praising it, at least on Rotten Tomatoes. But the critics have been wrong since Moby Dick, and I always tell the truth, and I'm always right. So again, this is not a good film. Now, you haven't heard of the film most likely, but maybe you've heard of the stars like Matthew McConaughey or Kurt Russell, and they're in it, but they're not even able to save this movie. Kurt Russell essentially has no screen time, and Matthew McConaughey, he is Amziah King. He is the titular character. He dies off in the middle of the movie, and that's what makes this movie so terrible. It's not his death, but this film is literally 2 films spliced together. And the only continuum is the characters. Because after Matthew McConaughey's death, the film has 2 different genres. You can think of it as like a PMC pre Matthew McConaughey and a AMC after Matthew McConaughey. Because once his death happens, again, it's 2 different movies. And in the editing room, they're like, hey, let's make a practical joke on the entire audience. Let's just put these 2 films together. And yeah, the actresses and actors are all the same. But besides that, there's no other consistency. That's what makes this film so bad, in addition to many other things. For example, Amziah King, he's an apiarist. And to me, there were just things that were so unrealistic in this film. I wanted to get a professional apiarist on the show, but then I realized I have no friends who are professional apiarists. So I'm going to have to do this on my own. Because I've seen other movies with bees. I've seen Begonia. And bees are not friendly when you take the queen out of the colony. They're going to sting you most likely. Not only does Matthew McConaughey, who I guess is this bee whisperer, he's the Caesar Milan of bees. Not only does he take the queen from the hive, but then all the bees wrap around his arm, essentially up to his shoulder, but they don't sting. It's like he has a superpower to talk to bees, like Ant-Man, but for bees, saying, hey, don't sting me, but wrap around my arm. And it's completely calm, it's completely chill. And then he just shakes them off and they fly away. It was so unrealistic and so dumb. I wanted to leave just then and there. But then I said to myself, the good thing that can come out of this film is my review. If there's, one negative, or if there's one shining light out of this deep, dark tunnel, it'll be this review of me bashing the film. So, maybe that's the one good thing that comes out of it. So that was just a dumb scene. And then there were other dumb scenes, like, again, even the pre-Matthew McConaughey films, pre-Matthew McConaughey's death, where he's still alive, it just feels like him living as a beekeeper. And it's like a blending of themes that they try to put together. Like, he's in a folk band, and that's the one good thing I will say about the movie. It does have good songs. They sing pretty well, and it has a good soundtrack. But after that, it kind of goes downhill. And what I was saying is, they kind of just feel like they want to blend everything together. Where there's an accident at his bee farm, he reunites with his foster daughter. He teaches her how to instruct bees, and then there's a whole scene where he has to go to his school, and he likes to be in a folk band. It just felt like, what are we getting at? Like, what's going on? It felt like there wasn't a clear premise, except you're just going to watch this guy live his life with his foster daughter. And that wasn't even that interesting. It was at least coherent, and it wasn't terrible, that part. But I guess it was boring, and you were hoping for it to pay off. And the payoff is Matthew McConaughey dies in the middle of the film. And then it just takes a completely separate turn, where the foster daughter is now running like a detective story, or she's trying to solve a murder mystery case because she thinks Amziah was actually killed mysteriously, and she has to find out who did this and who stole his bees. So it takes on this entirely new genre of a character who's just so much less interesting than Amziah. Like, his foster daughter, she's fine at best. She's not bad or anything. She's a good actor, whatever, but it's just boring. And then it becomes a story of like an Agatha Christie novel, but solving where did the missing bees go. Not a good film. I'm trying to see what else I wrote. Yeah, I just wrote bad movie, talk about it later. So that's kind of me doing that. Yeah, I really don't know if other people, I guess I know that other people liked it because, again, the reviews online, and people in my audience didn't seem that dissatisfied. Nobody walked out, but, I didn't walk out either, and I was dissatisfied. So maybe that doesn't mean anything. But again, I didn't like the film. I saw it in New York City, not because I'd go out of my way to see the film. It's just I was in New York City. It's only playing at like AMC Empire in my area, so I don't think it's going to be seen in screens across the country. So maybe if you're listening to this, you probably weren't going to see the film anyway. So take joy in that fact. Um, but yeah, not much else to say. Matthew McConaughey, choose better projects. Amziah, that's like a cool name. I think that's what really drew me in. So it was a cool title. I guess I judged the book by the cover. Um, Not a good film. And yeah, so if you think otherwise, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Keep the popcorn warm. Until next time.